Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be learning about data type, and we're also going to be learning how to concatenate string and integer. So we are also going to learn about how to check the type of a data type. So let's now start by commenting this out. Control and the slash or question mark. You need to press it together. So after that, we want to create a variable name, and I'm going to first start with a string. So I'm going to name this this is a string, and I'm going to assign it value of. So then we want to print. Then and I'm going to say this is a string. So when we run the code, it should get something like this is a string. Then we get this is a string. So a string is always inside a double quote or a single quote. But in this case, it is inside a double quote. Let's say I want to add a string inside another string. I'm not supposed to do it this way by adding two same quotes inside of each other. One is supposed to be different, like maybe one should be a single quote and the other should be a double quote. But in this case, this is going to be a single quote, and it is going to work very well now. So when I run the Python, and it's going to say this is a string, and it's going to be inside a single quote. The string is going to be inside a single quote. Then now I want to learn about how to convert a string into a lowercase or an uppercase. So we can do that by saying print this the string dot lower, then it's going to convert to a lowercase. And we can also print another one by saying this is a string dot upper, or capitalize anyone. So we're going to run the code now, and this is in lowercase and this is in uppercase. And let's say we have this here as a lowercase, and we want to change the first letter to be in an uppercase. So we're just going to say print this is a string dot capitalize. Then this is going to capitalize the first letter. What we want to do next is we want to learn about what is called the case food method. So I'm going to say print, then this is a string dot case food. Then this is going to convert the first letter into a small letter. So as you can see, that is already converted to a small letter. So now let's move to what is called integer. So I'm just going to be learning about 2 to 3 data types here in this video. So I'm going to say num1. So an integer is a number. So it can be 12 or any number. Then when I just print it in, then I'm going to say num1. Then it's going to print 12. So this when we add a quote inside when we add a number inside a quote is a string. So we're going to be checking if it is a string or not. So I'm just going to say type. We use the type we use the type what's it called function to if check if a data type is a string, number, boolean, or any data type. So this should be so when we run the type function and we pass in this num1 variable, then it told us that it is a string. So if we now remove this here and we try to run the code again, then it's going to tell us that it is an integer. So if I try to say this is true, num1 equals true. Okay, let's say I said num1 is 5 is greater than 2, and I run the code, then it told me that it is a boolean because 5 is obviously greater than 2. So if I now try to say 5 is less than 2, then it is going to tell me that it is a boolean, but it is going to be false, the boolean. But if I didn't type this the type function and I just run the code like that, then it's going to tell me that it's a false. So like that. So when I want to talk about concatenation, how you can concatenate two or more elements, two or more variables. So first we want to talk about the addition. So I'm going to say 5 and 4. So now say num4 was num2 plus num3. This is the same way concatenation is, but concatenation in integer adds up the two value together. So let's say I have 5 plus 4, and I concatenate the num2 and num3. It's just going to add the two um, integer for me. Sorry, we didn't print the num4 here. And you can see that it's adding 5 and 4 for me. So that makes it 9. So that's concatenation for integer. So let's say I now want to concatenate a string and a an integer. So see this, I want to concatenate this is a, so I'm just going to remove this string here. So I'm now going to add another variable here. So when I run the code, so let me just comment this out, and I'm going to concat. I named it as concat. So I'm going to say this is a string plus another string. Then when let me comment this out. So I'm going to see it very well. So when I run the code and it's, sorry, we made a mistake. This should be concat. So it says this is a string. So let's say we want to add a space, so you can just add a space like this. But let's just add a space like this. So we're going to see that it's going to, so this is a string. So to concatenate a string and a number, it's actually not allowed in Python to concatenate a string and a number. So we're just going to try it out now, and I'm going to try using this one to number three. So let's now concatenate the num2 and num3. So and I now try to run Python, and we're going to say that we're going to see that it's showing an error. So it says unsupported operands. So for us to now concatenate integer and string, you need to convert one of the two to maybe an integer or a string. So let's convert this to a string. So by doing that, we're now going to um place the 5 into a str function. So by doing that, it's going to be working fine now. So we now see that we have 5 num3. So that's because we've converted this 5 here that was an integer before, converted it to string. That's why it is working. Let's say we want to convert a string to an integer. So I can just say 1, 2, 3, and let's going to place this here like this, and let's say integer. Then I'm going to run the code. Then it says 1, 2, 3 because the plus operator is going to operator is going to add 1, 2, 3 plus 5. That's because we already convert 1, 2, 3 integer. Then it's going to add the num3 and the num2 together.